Hey everybody, this is going to be my final video for the Cadillac Eldorado. I'm going to do a fast interior demonstration showing you all the car's features, showing you what works and everything. As I mentioned in my first video, the car's horn does not work at the moment. It may just be a fuse. I have looked into it. And the car's blower motor does not work. The climate control works fine besides the blower. If you put the cool air on or the heat on, you can feel it coming out to the vents. Everything changes over, but the blower needs to be changed. It's a $30 part. It's on eBay. That's the only thing with the car I noticed. Everything else is great. Fuel gauge works. In my driving video, you can see the speedometer and the odometer, tripometer moving. It all works fine. Signals all work. On the car, all the headlights work. And nighttime, you probably can't see it, but nighttime, it's too light right now, but when you put the headlights on, all the car's interior lights light up. Everything, the clock lights up, this display, the fuel gauge, the climate control, radio, everything lights up at nighttime the way it should. Power locks work. Power windows. I will leave them up so we don't hear any wind noise. So locks, windows, there's a rear window lockout switch over here you can put on to lock people out from using the rear windows. That works. As I mentioned before, all the little interior lights come on. The dial is changed here. Car's wipers work. I'm not going to put them on right now because the car was just cleaned. I don't want to have streaks on my windshield, but the wipers all work perfectly. As I mentioned, the climate control does go on. Might be able to hear it, but it does go on. It does blow air, but it's just really weak. Okay, you can hear it. You can hear it changing vent speeds and all that stuff like that when you move the vacuum switch through it. Okay, car does have cruise control. I've actually never tried it. I couldn't tell you if it worked or not. I never used it. I'm not even sure how it works. But it has cruise control option. A lot of these cars didn't have the option. This does have it. Clean dashboard. Okay. Over here you have your convertible top switch. I showed my other video it works. Over here's your rear defroster. Okay, you can hear it does go on. The relay clicks. Okay. Power antenna. Okay, power antenna goes up about halfway and stops. I don't know why. Maybe some WD-40, but it works. Okay. Let's tune to a station here that we know. Good local station. Okay, so everything works. Including the antenna. Okay. Car even has, see over here, it has a auxiliary cord. Okay. You can plug in an MP3 player or iPod or your cell phone if you have music on there and play your music through it. Okay, I did add two 6x9 Alpine speakers and this little unit, and it has dual cup holders here. Which, you know, if you have one of these cars, you know there's no cup holders in this car from factory, and it's a hindrance. I mean, it's hard to drive this car without any kind of drink without spilling it. This is a nice feature. And then below this, you can see in here, maybe hard to see it, but there's a subwoofer below this right here. I don't want to move this around too much, but there's a subwoofer in here. Okay, so you have a modern, kind of like a modern radio thing going on, but when the car's turned off, this looks like a classic radio, even though it's more modern. And if you welcome back to that modern radio, that classic radio, the original speakers on the top of the dashboard do work, but they are disconnected because this was added to it. But this unit comes out, it's not bolted in. That's why the owner did this. He didn't want to drill any holes in the door panels, adding any new speakers in it. This disconnects really easily if you don't want to have it in there, and you can move it someplace else. But in my opinion, it's nice. It's a modern radio, it has nice sound to it. But that's up to the new owner. mean, it's really the only thing in the car that's been changed from factory is just the stereo, and in my opinion, it's not a bad thing. I mean, the stereos in these cars from the 70s were terrible, staticky, you could barely hear them, but you have the option of putting it back on if you want, so that's nice. He didn't change anything that you can't have the original stereo working again. What else is there to show? Not a lot in this car. Glove box, you open, light goes on. Here's the power trunk release. In my other video, I showed that too. Over here is a little mirror adjustment for the passenger side. It works, it will adjust the passenger mirror. Okay. As you would expect. Okay. What else? What else to point out? Visors are clean. Headliner's clean. There's a few hairline cracks in the passenger side door panel. You can see it right there. There's a couple of small ones and one right there. Otherwise, the passenger door panel is mint. This back one is clean. Driver's side is perfect, no cracks. And there's a small, teeny hairline crack on that panel on the right side. These panels are original. They haven't been changed. But I mentioned nothing, nothing unsightly. You can barely even notice that. I just try to show everything so when the buyer buys the car, they know what they're getting. They're getting a nice, original, clean, unmessed with vehicle. Okay. I think I showed everything on the car. I'm not sure if there's anything else to show. We can show, I guess, even the high beams in the car work. They do go on, and here's a little high beam indicator. You can see in the middle of the dashboard there. It goes on and off. And the high beams work. I've tried the beams. Let's could even show you the I'll put the turn signal on for the left front, and then we'll show you the headlights in the front that they go on, just for the hell of it. These old cars have driving lights here. When you put the signal on in the front to turn left, this light lights up to light your path when you turn. Okay. See, marker light works. That light works down there. Headlights go on. And that side light is out. See over there how it's out? Now if I put that right side blinker on, that one goes out, that blinker goes on, and that side light goes on. It was a really neat feature back then. Really neat feature, and it works great. The one thing I want to point out in the body of this car, I forgot to show in my other video, the only flaw in the body of this car is two little blemishes right there. And I guess at one point the guy has some kind of external compass or thermometer mounted on the front of the door there, so it's two little small marks there. Yeah. Hardly even noticeable from more than like 2 feet away. But I figured I'd point that out in my video, but that's really it. I mean, if you could live with that, which is nothing, I would say the body of this car is like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, she's that clean. The original door sticker on the door. Let's go inside now and put the high beams on. Let me show you the high beams working. If you want to see that. There's your high beams. All 4 lights go on in the front. That's how the high beams worked. Okay. Side lights work here. These are reflectors. These don't light up. These lights work. I'm trying to shoot around the plate. That light works. That light works. All the lights on the car go on. Let's take the high beams off before we forget. All right. As I mentioned, this is a straight car. If you have questions about the vehicle, if you want to come down, look at it in person, feel free to email me, give me a call anytime. If you want one of these Eldorados, you won't find a better one. This is not a driver. If you go on eBay, you'll see these cars doing 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10,000. Those are driving cars that need work. This is not a driver. This is a car that you can bring to a show, show it off. Like I said, I mean, it's got totally complete service records from day one. Only 2 documented owners. This is not a vehicle that you're gonna find, on the side of the road someplace that someone's selling for a few $1,000s, okay? I was told that the original owner put probably over $20,000 in this car over the years, and that's also, If you figure that was also old money too. I mean, inflation. He probably has $30,000 in this car. You know, not with the price of the car, with the extras, keeping up with it. Okay. Also, too, the tires in this car, they're American Classic white wall tires, and they only have, I think, 1,000 miles on them too. So they're even newish. All right. Thanks and good luck bidding.